the water bills, the electric bill.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Rodney Scott Murphy made $100 payment, so he's actually,
Instead of just, you know,
he's really good stuff there.
right.
Okay.
He made me there.
You know, I'm going to shut off on this one.
Figuring I'd get it. No problem.
I see we have two making payments. I assume you're holding your end up.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
What do you want? Bills, is this part of the bills we're talking about?
It gets paid out of more fuel tax.
Okay, but are they done now?
Yes.
They fixed everything that was supposed to be fixed?
Well,
As the
as
finances
the
allow.
finances allow.
Okay.
We knew as far as I know.
No.
Okay.
And in order to get it to do any more than what was done at this time of year, it's too late to get the paperwork submitted to IDOT.
Okay.
So,
Get it submitted for next year to do it.
yeah, well, that's, it, let me talk about it in my report.
Okay.
Any more questions about the bills? Do you have a motion? Robert, do you have a second? Ron? Vote, Margot? Yes. Robert? Barb? Yes. Tina?
Yes.
Ron?
Yes.
Okay, and now, under my old business, we discussed last month the, barking dog situation. And, I have a, written report, complaint about it. So, were you want to do something?
I was wondering if Bruce wrote a letter first, telling her that this has been done, and then this is next.
Yeah, I don't think I've received information.
Okay.
So,
So send me both.
yeah, send me the report. You ever have one?
Yeah, correct.
This, yeah, I need that for this.
Oh, for that person?
Who's the guy?
Okay, okay. I can take care of that.
Double everything.
This is a town.
I have to send them.
Okay.
Looks like it's just run it through.
Alrighty. Let's move on. Water and sewer report.
Okay. First thing is, we've already approved the street payments, that was done, and there was like 30-some thousand allocated to do from the spot blacktop patching where we had water leaks in the pavement. Those were done. and then the, what they call spray patch areas that have like trenches or across on the roads in other areas, and then they come back and get a full flowing chip. They did what with the quantities that were approved with the monies that were allocated. So to do any more, and I'm going to jump down to number 4. I talked with Eric Carlson yesterday, and we discussed numerous street projects from, as you can see, from the 3 trench drains that's at Main, North, and Ferry. And as you know, there's a temporary plate that we're borrowing from the city of Macon at this time there at North Street. And Craig, sometime when Eric Carlson, our engineer, he'd like to meet with you and myself and Ron, if you're available.
If I can, I'll be glad.
But he wants to meet with you and see if there isn't something that could be done, at least. Now, he says Main Street is worse, but I don't believe that. I think North needs to be taken care of first.
Just a second, I'm trying to get my
That's the
batteries
first
out.
one.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, he'd like to meet with you, get your ideas. And really, I think what's going to have to be done in order for those to work is basically tear that trench drain concrete out, reform it, and pour it, because completely. What he's going to do is, Eric is going to get with IDOT, because we're hoping that we can convince them that if we have to take the motor fuel tax money out of it, we don't have enough to fix it. Because with taking 32,000 out, that leaves us with 34. And we're not going to do anything. We won't be able to do anything for years. So he's going to try to find out if there isn't some way that they can help fund to repair those. So that's something that we're going to be looking at probably come spring. And in the meantime, we're just going to have to band-aid unless we can get something done.
Can we kind of expedite and start on it this winter so it can be done?
Oh, sure.
this spring?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, because there's got to be, if it's to where it's got to be physically tore out, there's going to have to be some specs written up, and that's
there'll
where.
have to be an engineering firm involved.
Yes, and and Eric they have someone on staff that can design that, so that we can put this out for bids, probably like in March, ready to go in April, if not before. So we're in the process of working on those. But one of the things that we, as far as looking at the funds that's in the motor fuel tax, and Ron asked me, and I'm going to check into it because I don't want to take something I don't know, is if we didn't use any of the funds, do we not get more next year, or does it decrease?
What it is
And
the more we spend,
right,
I've heard both ways. The
Yeah.
more we spend, the more we need.
yeah, I don't
Whether
know.
it's, by census, population, or whether it's, whether we just set on it and
Right.
like we've been done for years.
Yeah. So I will find that information and report that back, because I don't want to state something when I don't have it to back me up. So anyway, there's 4 things that we need to look at, for next year and even in the future. From, as I have here, is the trench drains with, and then ditch repair, where we've got quite a few. I know Main Street, Willow, School Street, and Oak areas.
Marshall, maybe that cut.
Well, I'm talking about ditches.
Oh, okay.
All right, so there's quite a few ditches that need to be looked at and addressed.
It is like there by the, Kenny Cameron's off Marshall.
Yep,
It's there also.
okay, all right. Also the one down here, who lives the very last house on the end of Center Street. She's wanting to see something done.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
great.
because-
Yeah.
Because it comes off the railroad and,
Floods are,
Yeah.
yeah, even going through the pipe that's going over it.
yeah. So that's another one that we need to look
And it's
at.
gonna erode the road.
So we just gotta put all this together and then we need to prioritize them as to which is number one, which is the most important, but yet look for money too.
Yeah.
For motor fuel tax, and maybe there's money in the general fund, but, yeah, so, anyway, that's where we're at on, as far as any street work, and, we'll pick up hopefully some of what we didn't get done as far as the street maintenance or, next year. But we'll be working on that so that we're gonna be ready come spring to like July and August that we was this year. Number two is arrangements have been made to purchase street salt from Marshall County Highway. And I don't know if you have during the winter 2013-14, we used 121.63 tons at a price of $45 a ton. Now, we didn't purchase any just straight salt, we did a salt sand cinder mix. So that is what the prices are. We're set, we're locked in to this price, and it lays the same as what we used last year. And if we need more, it's there, that'll be available. How much, I don't know. I did not ask that. But we're at least assured of the same amount as we got last year. I don't know if you got that, was that in their packet?
Correct, yeah.
Okay.
So
Which one?
we're talking roughly $5,500 worth of salt facilities.
Yeah. And that, again, can be paid for out of motor fuel tax. Then I talked about 3 already. Then number 5 is Craig Ernicus repaired 2 curb stops, shut-offs at 307 North, which is a house that I think that's in the minutes from last month, that the water had been running for how long?
Yeah,
Up
the
there.
house from hell up there.
Yeah, so he put a new shut-off in on that, and then,
You found it?
No, I put a new one in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found it after I turned it back on and it blew out of the old one, but.
Where was it actually? Where
It
was it?
Well, if you drive up there and look where the new shut off is, it was only about 2 foot further in the driveway. But it was way down below the ground.
and there was a lot
Oh,
of metal. in
that's
there.
one you showed me.
Yeah, it had to put its post.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
And then, he had to put a new one in at the 402 Hillcrest. That was one that was, Sean and I tried to fix, and ended up, it's about 7.5 feet deep.
Yeah, it was the nipple on the city's side that actually, that's that one I showed you.
Yeah,
It was rusted off.
That was all.
Yeah. But it had been leaking for a while, I think. So.
Number 6 is to bring you up to date on the West Route 17 lift station. Of course, the grants have been, applications have been submitted, and one of the things that we're going to, that hopefully, and I will have at the next meeting, is 2 quotes, probably from PIPCO and one from G.A. Rich, to put a 2-inch solenoid valve on the force main so that it will drain off the force main, because when we televised that this spring, we found where there's a low spot, that it will drain that back and into the manhole, whenever the pump isn't on. So it's gonna be a solenoid valve that will come on when the pump shuts off and drain that back into the manhole.
So it's a cycle.
Yeah, it'll siphon it back. When the pump comes on, it will close. So I'm working on bringing that, because that's going to be a whole lot cheaper than that thing freezing up again and paying dearly as what we did last year.
Yeah.
With having,
Vacuum truck sitting there.
with having Nick Klein,
Right.
yeah, pump that out. Also, they do this about every 10 years. It's an insurance writer, and what they do is that they're hired to go around all, and it's just that they go around every 10 years to municipalities, and they check out the fire, and it's basically through the fire department, and they rate your fire protection district as to how they can fight a fire and the cost to the community.
Okay,
So what-
So we lumped in with
We're-
Sparland?
Yeah, yeah. They're gonna come in on the 22nd, and
This
they're
month.
meeting with Brian Snyder, of course, which is the fire chief, and Lori sent me a packet of information that they need, and so I'm putting that together. One of the things is they wanna know how many fire hydrants there is in Sparland, and I didn't know. And so Saturday, I went around, there's 34 hydrants. Now, some of them are just a little 2-inch, like a little flush hydrant. Down, yeah, but you count them as a hydrant, but there's 34 of them. Also, they want to know what size of main that they're hooked to. Well,
How in the hell are you supposed to know?
well,
I
I pulled out what maps that we have, and through just the 2.5 or 2+ years that I've been here, I pretty much know what size of mains that they are, and what type. If they're plastic, well, there isn't very much plastic. The only plastic there is an 8-inch that goes from the well up to the tower, and that's only plastic. And but anyway, since we don't have any good map, I'm taking this, and unless somebody's got a better, I'd like to take this and blow it up bigger. But what I have to do is, I got to plot all the fire hydrants on a map to give to them. And at the same time, I'll make sure that there'll be 3 or 4 copies, and that'll be on this report. Each hydrant I've numbered. I spent 3.5 hours Saturday going around and documenting, because all the hydrants, some of them have dates when they were manufactured, as far as what year. They need to know how many of them just have the 2 nozzles, or some that have the 3 nozzles, which is the steamer. They need to know that. They need to know what size that it hooks up to, the riser. Yeah, so all that information they need to know. Yeah, so I talked to Brian early this week, and I told him that if he wanted this by the 1st, or yesterday, he wouldn't get it. Because I just got like Thursday of last week.
Good luck.
So he says, as long as I get it by the 10th. So I'm going to be back up here Tuesday, and I will have all this put together to get to him, even though they do not meet until the
I
22nd.
know you're gonna get, several copies, I'd like to have a copy for my file.
Yeah, but what I'd like to do is maybe even go to, it's called Illinois Blue. It's a company in Peoria that prints out maps and so forth. And I like to go to them, and because this is a 11 by 17, I'd like to get up to like the biggest. I mean, you can get them as big as this table, but a normal set of plans is 24 by 36. But I don't know that I have a good enough map that it'll be so distorted that you won't be able to read it. But they thought that they could maybe do it on, I think it was 18 by 24. So,
That would be considerably better.
yeah.
I mean,
But this is the best map unless there's something better here. But The water main map that we have is from 1937.
It's a joke, that's.
And it only goes up to, it doesn't take that goes out on 17. No, that's not
My
even,
house, none of it.
no. So, anyway, I'm not gonna be able to give them a water main map per se. I'm just gonna be able to tell them where the fire hydrants are and what side of the main that feeds to that hydrant. They don't need to know where the mains are. They just need to know.
Well,
you know.
some of it you can do, like, where the main is broken by,
Oh, across from you?
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, from there to the high school.
Right.
You know it's
Yeah.
south side of the
Yeah.
road.
They're not concerned about where the mains are located. They just want to know what size to that particular hydrant.
The ones we have estimated,
Yeah,
do the brakes, repairs.
Right.
Yeah, we got that.
yeah,
We're not big enough.
So- right. Anyway, and then, number 8, which is, and it's actually on the, agenda for approval. I'd like to table, which is under number 12. I'd like to table that at this time because there's been some other issues that's come up since up there at Tower, that what's happening now is that when the booster pumps, that pumps the water, that sucks the water out of the tower and into the pressure system to feed all those out on 17, and that now we're finding out that sometimes that when the pump cycle, they both come on at the same time. And the alternator is working all right. That was put in.
Before, wasn't it?
But now what it's in the mercury switches that tells the pump to come on. So I think that it's coming to the point that you don't use mercury switches anymore.
They quit using more furnaces years ago.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be coming back with a different proposal, hopefully next month. Because it's more important to make sure that those pumps are gonna cycle. But they did this on the water tower because they were having troubles with it back in like 2011. So they put in a different sensor switch, pressure switch, for the water tower. Now this is on the pressure system side. That's another thing that they need to know. They need to know how many zones that Sparland has, which we have 2 zones. You have the pressure system, which takes care of everything on top of the hill. Then you have the tower that feeds everything down the hill.
The high side and the low
Yeah.
side.
So, anyway, I want to table that, for now. We had no water leaks, other than that little one that Craig had up there on that cutoff, for the month of September, so right now, we've had 2 months without any water leaks.
Winter's coming.
Yeah. So, other than that, that's,
Stan,
yeah,
before you go on, back to number 4 there,
yeah,
I see that that's been paid for or applied for with motor fuel tax funds.
yes.
And, are these big grates that you see around town, the rectangular things, big heavy things, are they eligible for funds to fix them or check them? Because some of them don't look like they're in very good repair. And,
Or, can you tell me, like,
well, the one I'm thinking about right now, but every now and again, you see these things when you're walking by and
sure,
they sink, they shift, and I'm wondering what holds these up, what is the construction of these things?
are you talking about the ones that on these intersections? Or-
Yeah, like one I can think of is at the end of School Street, kitty corner across the way, by the fire
It's not
hydrant.
it's not the drainage you're thinking of. It's
Curb in.
sewer.
I've cleaned that one out 100 times this year, it's just catching everything that comes down the hill. It's right in front of my daughter's house.
Exactly.
Oh, the one,
Yeah.
yeah.
So those aren't
Water
very storm drains.
Sure they are, they are
Yeah,
storm drains.
They're sewer storm drains.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But, I wonder how many of those there are. And You know, if one of those were totally dislodged, a young child could go down. This is not a good thought.
Okay.
Some of them are in pretty bad shape.
Yeah, they are, that's
All right.
what I'm.
But it's the structure underneath is what makes them tilt like that, so it's actually a major project to fix them.
Well, they say the ground around here is kind of honeycombed, you know,
Well,
that it's.
Miles and.
Yeah.
A lot of it's from being on the hillside, and the hillside is pushing on.
Sure.
Okay,
All right.
just a thought.
I'll make that, letter E then.
Maybe.
On this. Okay. Done?